Welcome to another edition of the C.S.Podcast brought to you by the NFL Draft Bible and NUC Sports. Check out the NUC Sports magazine at NFLDraftBible.com. And joining me for a special player spotlight interview out of the University of Virginia-Wise, he's certainly a player I'll be keeping an eye on this upcoming season. He's listed at 6'2", 205 pounds. He's wide receiver Terrence Younger. I appreciate you taking some time to chat today, Terrence. If I'm not mistaken, you guys actually held your first practice of the season today. What were some things the coaches had you do today, and how did you feel to get back out there on the field?
We ran through some routes, critiqued it for the young guys to get them going and get them to learn the system. We did a whole lot more receiver-based drills, like working on the top of our routes, making sure that we burst out when we run in a route, and just working on receiver stuff. This first day material for to get started because we opened up in 24 days against Tusculum.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that's a matchup that you have circled on your calendar, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But since you've been at UVa-Wise, Terrence, as a team, you guys have struggled. Last season, you guys went 2-9. It was actually the second straight year that you guys finished 2-9. This football team hasn't had a winning season since 2008 when they finished 8-3. How would you describe your experience there so far? And I know that coming up short more times than coming out on top isn't any fun. How are you guys going to change the narrative that the UVa-Wise Cavaliers are a losing team?
It's been a very tough, I wouldn't say a tough experience, but all these three losing seasons back to back has made us more hungry, and it gave us an idea of what all we got to do to have a winning season and how we should come on top and finish games. Since last year we was in a bunch of close games, we just was a play or two off, and this year in practice we changing up the pace, we running more fast pace. So last year we'll start the game off slow, and then towards the end, we don't want to pick up the pace, and it would be too late. So we just, Coach Calculus and Coach Lesser's making practice more fast-paced so we can start on fast-paced and finish fast-paced and come on top this year.
Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not totally all in sync with your team, but looking at the tape and doing some research, it looks like you're the best player on the team, or at least one of the best players on this team. Last season, you were able to record 50 receptions for over 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. How would you describe the season you had individually last year, and what are some things you've been doing in the offseason to better yourself for a breakout senior year?
Last year, I could have finished a lot more plays. I could have, basically on my routes, I could have, a bunch of my routes last year was pretty flat. I could have been more on top of my routes so that, I could make myself more open. And this spring, I worked on running better routes and finishing the route full speed instead of just, jogging out of it. And I'm just ready to have a breakout senior year. I'm working a whole lot with my Coach Maxwell, and me and Rod has been doing a whole lot of ladder drills to work on my footwork, so I don't have any trouble with any DB this season.
Wide receiver Terrence Younger out of the University of Virginia-Wise joining the show, a small schooler that you might want to be on the lookout for as he plans on entering the 2016 NFL Draft. Earlier, Terrence, you mentioned that the season opener is just 24 days away against Tusculum. I know that players always look forward to the season opener, but is there any other specific game that you have marked on your calendar? Is there an opponent that you're looking forward to playing more than anyone else on your schedule?
Besides Tusculum, I'm looking forward to the Louisville State game and Notre Dame game because I didn't get to finish the Notre Dame game last year because I had a shoulder injury. So I'm looking for the revenge on them. They left us with a sour taste in their mouth on the homecoming day. So I'm looking forward to the Notre Dame game a lot. This is the second game of the season. So I think if we can knock off Tusculum first game, it'll give us all the confidence rolling into the Notre Dame game.
And what about your personal expectations for this upcoming season, man? Being from a smaller school, it's definitely going to be tougher to grab the spotlight. What are some things you're going to have to do in order to grab the attention of scouts?
I'm going to have to catch a lot of touchdowns and put up big numbers. We have a transfer receiver in Calvin Michi from BMI coming in, so I feel like I won't see as much double teams because we have a lot of weapons with myself, Calvin Michi, Juwan Massenberg, Cedric Watkins, and Corey Hilbert. And Jeremy Eubank's going to utilize us all in the passing game. So if I can just put up big numbers and score some touchdowns, I think I'll catch the eye of someone out there.
And is there any chance that you've heard from any scouts, whether they're from the NFL, CFL, AFL, etc.?
I talked to a Viking sports writer, I think. Mm-hmm. I think he's a Viking scout or one of them. He's been with the Vikings through their training camp, but other than that, I haven't talked to anyone.
Well, if your season goes how I envision, I'm confident that you'll be hearing from quite a few scouts. Now, Terrence, looking at your game, what do you feel is your biggest strength as a wide receiver? And how about a weakness, something you feel that you can work on?
My biggest strengths, I'm physical. I can get off the jam pretty easily. I can attack the ball well. And my routes have improved a lot from the past season. And I feel like my weaknesses is my speed isn't subpar to like other receivers, and that's pretty much it. I was a little stiff last season. I'm working on my flexibility. I've been stretching a lot. I've been going to treatment, and I'll pick up a yoga class this semester so I can get more fluid in my routes and running.
Hey, sounds great, man. Sounds great. Now, final question for you, Terrence. If you were to compare yourself to somebody currently playing in the NFL today, who would that be and why? I mean, for those who may not be too familiar with wide receiver Terrence Younger out of the University of Virginia-Wise, who would you say your game resembles most to?
I would say my game resembles most to kind of a little Anquan Bolden and Dez Bryant type.
Hey, there you go. I mean, Anquan Bolden's probably near the end of his career, but definitely had some great years with the Cardinals, Ravens, and now, of course, the 49ers. Dez Bryant, he's pretty much entering his prime, just got a big payday by the Dallas Cowboys. Do you mind expanding on that, though? What about Bolden and Bryant's game do you resemble?
I would say with Anquan Bolden, his strength, he isn't that fast. He has great, strong hands. He's just a physical receiver all around. And with his Dez Bryant thing, he attacks the ball. Any jump ball is his. The back shoulder fades. This is just like our running style.
Well, I can't have you bring up Dez Bryant without asking you, Terrence. Was it a catch?
That was definitely a catch. I would give it to him. The Cowboys should have definitely played and went deeper.
Hey, man, I'm not going to complain with you on that one. But, Terrence, like I said, that's all I have for you, man. It was great to finally speak with you. Hopefully we could do this again sometime during the season. And I'm certainly wishing you nothing but the best. Do you have anything else for us before I let you go?
No, sir.
All right. Well, hey, like I said, hopefully we could keep in touch, and best of luck this year.